Well, it's a glorious evening. I'm camping in Wales, a place called Rhandirmwyn. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've heard several different pronunciations for it, but I'm pretty sure it's Rhandirmwyn. I'll double check with the locals because I don't really want to upset them. But it's a really nice place. This is not everyone's cup of tea because it's not exactly a tourist place. It's quiet, but it's got great views, great walks, and a couple of great country pubs which do good beer and good food. So for me that's perfect, and it's a good way of escaping the crowds in the summer holidays, which it is now. Is it the last day of July today? I don't know, it goes into August anyway in the next day or two. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow it goes to August. But yeah, ideal. I've got my camera stuff with me, so I hope to do a bit of photography. Anyway, I'm off to one of the pubs now because the other one's not open until the weekend, so I'm looking forward to a nice beer and hopefully some good food. Good morning. Well, I'm out for a wander. Just left the campsite, Rhandirmwyn. Had a good meal and several pints last night at the local pub, the Royal Oak. I recommend that. There's another really good pub just up the road, the Towie Bridge, which I hope to go to tonight. But yeah, back to the point. I've got my camera. Unfortunately, I can't bring my sort of tripods and filters with me because I've got a dodgy shoulder and I don't really want to be carrying too much weight, because the idea of this break was really just to walk and see the views, but you know, get some nice pictures if I can. But pictures are always secondary to the experience of being out. But yeah, it's a great area, so we'll just see what we can see. Well, we encountered a bit of a problem. I'd been coming here for quite a few years, but I've never come and seen the waterfall nearby. It's the tallest or highest waterfall in Carmarthenshire. But that was the plan this time. And then I found that the actual trail, the main waterfall trail, was closed. I guess because of fallen trees. I then go to another footpath, according to my ordnance survey, which would have got me in the vicinity. And I'd have needed like tin armour and a scythe to get through that. It was just ridiculous. But I've managed to sort of devise a bit of a route, but I don't know if I've trespassed or gone somewhere where I shouldn't. But it's not as if I want to drop litter or cause any damage, but the waterfall was fantastic and the views are stunning. It's just been totally worth it. So I've got a couple of snapshots with the camera. I think they might be all right, but you know, we haven't been blessed with the best conditions today. You just have to make do with what you got. But it's fantastic, it really is. taking a wander again, this time round the nearby reservoir. Llyn Brianne, I think is how you pronounce it, or thereabouts. But it's a bit of a dull day, so not brilliant for photography. But it's just nice to be out, and the views are fantastic around here. They really are. Apologies if you can't hear me very well because of the wind, but the external mic that I ordered has turned out to be faulty, and I haven't managed to get a new one in time. Well, I've had a good day. The weather's got a lot better now, the lights got good. Typical, you know, when I've put the camera away for the day. But there we go. I'm off to the pub now. It's one of the best pubs I've ever been to. It's just like in the middle of nowhere. Good beer, good food. It's amazing that it exists and thrives, you know. But Towie Bridge Inn it's called. But yeah, I'm well on my way there now. But it's a glorious afternoon. Morning. Well, we've got quite a climb to start the day. I was sweating like a pig because I had quite out of breath a moment ago. But I've never been up here before. It's just a public footpath I saw on the Ordnance Survey map, and I'm hopeful, because it's quite a climb, that we'll get some good views from the top. But if we don't, we don't. But I should imagine we would. I mean, it's glorious around here, and it's going to be quite high up. So yeah. Knackered, but I went to the Towie Bridge last night and had a fantastic dinner. It was a vegan burrito, absolutely delicious it was, and a pint of Towie ale washed it down lovely. So again, I highly recommend that pub. Well, it's forecast to rain tomorrow, piss down in the morning, so I might head back tonight actually. I've certainly enjoyed myself. But I'd like to have done more, but isn't that the same with every break you have? I think it's always best leaving a place wanting to do a little bit more than leaving there thinking, oh, I've had enough now. Definitely, because you have better memories of the place that way, and also you're inspired to go back again. And I'll certainly come back here again. I think it's my 5th or 6th time to the area, and I've barely scratched the surface with it. I don't think this is a particularly constructive photography trip. The conditions just haven't allowed it. But it doesn't matter. Inspiration for next time, and I might have 1 or 2 decent images. You know, some pretty pictures if you like. We'll see. But onwards and upwards and to these views. Well, I'm getting towards the top of this climb, I think. Views are getting pretty good already. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got much more to go, but who knows. Knackered. Not as fit as I used to be. I think it's carrying the excess weight. When I was like 11.5 stone I could fly, but now 14 and a bit stone, it's difficult. Yeah, the bird life's good around here. I've just had close encounters with a bullfinch, which is always good. Jay had a buzzard fly, female buzzard fly, really close to me. That's just good. It's a nearby nature reserve, RSPB. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce it, but I usually go there. But I haven't brought my wildlife photography gear this time. I didn't particularly. I just fancied a change, you know. Just wanted to walk and see the views and see what we could get. So yeah, good area for wildlife if you're into that sort of thing. Oh yes, the views are starting to get pretty good. That's looking back down towards the campsite, Rhandirmwyn Way. That's very nice. You have to excuse me being so out of breath. I haven't stopped my watch, excuse me. Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't know if this can capture it that well, but beautiful. I doubt the GoPro will pick it up, but there's a woodpecker up there. It'll be a great spotted woodpecker. Anyway, it looks like I lied. Well, not so much as lied, but naively gave you false information. There's more climbing to do, but it'll be worth it. The views so far have been great, so I expect them to be at least as good or better. I tell you what, I don't know why, but it absolutely stinks of sheep shit around here. Yes, these sheep are keeping me company while I'm still climbing. Views are good that way. They really are. But as you can see, quite a bit more to go. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't met a soul yet. Just how I like it. Not that I'm completely antisocial, but this is what I like. Certainly in the school holidays, you know, you get away from the crowds and that. Now this is just stunning. Slightly frustrating photographically because it's gone dull. There's cloud, a lot of cloud, no sign of the sun coming out, and I'm just seeing compositions. I've got the 24 to 240 Canon RF here, and it's really good because you can hone in on certain subjects, and if the light would just poke through the clouds, I can see quite a few different compositions where you could get nice images, but it's just dull. But it is what it is, you know. But I must praise this 24 to 240 lens, this Canon RF. I was a bit skeptical about getting like a budget zoom, if you like, but image quality throughout the range is just fantastic. I was really surprised. Slight bit of vignetting at the wide end, but that's nothing and easily fixable in post. So yeah, it's certainly a lens I'd recommend. It's quite lightweight and ideal for taking on your travels or long hikes or something, because you've got a really good focal range. And I think a lot of landscape photographers seem to be set on the wide end of things with as far as lenses go, where I think that, well, most of my decent landscape images have actually been shot at like a longer focal length, where I've zoomed in on something. It like compresses the landscape, and it creates a different sort of view really as to what you're used to seeing, and it can create really good inspiring pictures. So yeah, I recommend you get a zoom like that. Right, well, I think we've reached the peak of the views, if you like. This bridleway goes a long way before it starts to drop down, and where it drops down, I'd imagine you'd get great views again, but it's too far away, you know, to where I need to be. So I think it just seems to be like this now for quite some time. It's pleasant, but it's just like barren, sort of desolate. So yeah, I'm going to walk a little bit more and then I'm going to head back, and I just hope that we get some light so I can get those shots I want, but I'm not holding up any hope. Right, well, we're heading back down, back towards the campsite stroke pub. I think I'll go to the pub for lunch. I was actually quite lucky. We had some good light briefly, so I might have got one or two pictures. Even so, I've certainly not got any epic pictures from this trip. Nothing that I'll put in my portfolio or probably even want to print or anything like that. They're just sort of like, you know, pretty pictures, snapshots if you want to call them. But it's given me inspiration to come again, you know, when the conditions are better, because I think some of the shots I've got could be really nice pictures if the conditions were right. But yeah, the weather just hasn't played ball. We haven't had great sunrises or sunsets, and it's been mostly dull throughout, well, certainly yesterday, and today it's a bit of a mixed bag. But I finally met a couple of people, nice couple, and they'd got some lovely dogs. One was a collie dog. It was really friendly, which I like to see that when you've got I really like dogs, but I've got a big problem with irresponsible owners. But it is nice when you meet people that are responsible and have well-trained dogs. Definitely, it makes the day go better when you meet a nice dog.